One river, three brothers, 250 years. EC250 Inc. proudly presents the Sesquicentennial commemorative celebration of Ellicott City, Maryland. Hello, my name is Ed Lilly. I'm a founding board member of EC250 Inc., which is a local nonprofit that was formed to plan the celebration of Ellicott City's 250th anniversary. EC250 is happy to be partnering with the Howard County Historical Society and Visit Howard County to be bringing you this virtual tour of the exhibit, Milltown to City. The exhibit is here in the Welcome Center on Main Street. It'll be here all year, so we hope you take the opportunity to come down and visit. My family arrived in the Patapsco River Valley in 1859. I love history, and I've had the opportunity to own several businesses on the street, and that has given me the additional opportunity of knowing the sense of community and the resiliency of this place. The exhibit will be focusing not only on the beginnings of the Milltown in the hollow here, but it will go through the transition of it becoming a bustling city where people came for necessities and amusement. It also showcases important dates in our history. So remember this exhibit, Milltown to City, here in the Welcome Center on Main Street for the entire year. Come down and visit.
Hi, I'm Ellen Flint Giles, President of the Howard County Historical Society, and we are extremely proud and excited to be both a partner and a sponsor in the EC250 celebration. This exhibit here, Milltown to City, tells the story of this wonderful Main Street that you can travel yourself, and when you're finished, we invite you to come up to the museum at the top of the hill and explore more about the Ellicott legacy and the resilience of this amazing hometown.
Hello, my name is Sean Gladden with the Howard County Historical Society. On behalf of the Howard County Historical Society, EC250 and Visit Howard County, I would like to welcome you to Milltown to City. This is an exhibit featuring artifacts, pictures, prints, ephemera from the Howard County Historical Society collection that shows the transformation of Ellicott Mills from a mill town to Ellicott City, which what we all enjoy today is a wonderful historic town right here in Howard County. Now the exhibit that you're going to see features many different images, artifacts, and ephemera that is supposed to give you an overview of this transformation. There are additional exhibits on the history of Ellicott City at the Museum of Howard County History at the top of the hill here in Ellicott City. But this exhibit that we're going through is in the Visitor Center on Main Street, which is in the old post office, and will be up throughout the year, ending with EC250's completion in December of 2022. The exhibit begins with our Saxie print from 1858 showing the topography of the Patapsco River Valley. And as you look here, you can see, although this is from 1858, it's a really great way to look at the way that the river weaves through the Patapsco River Valley and why this was such an important place and an opportune place to build a milling complex. So we begin with kind of the beginning of the milling complex here, and then from there, we go to how the town went from a mill town to a city. Got a panel here with some images from the Howard County Historical Society collection. Then we step into what we think is really the beginning of what we would call a commercial Main Street. The lottery of 1831, where lots from Andrew McLaughlin, who was a local business owner and had owned the Patapsco Hotel, eventually would own the Patapsco Hotel. In 1831, he had many of his lots, he had overextended himself, and he had many of his lots submitted for a lottery. At $10 a ticket, you could win anything from a bottle of champagne to an actual lot on the north side of Main Street. So this little poster here, this sketch from Rock Hill poster on the lottery is a great piece of Ellicott City history that, once again, one could say is the beginning of commercial Main Street. So a bulk of the exhibit that we've put together for the Visitor Center shows images from obviously the 1800s when we see most of this transformation from Milltown to city kind of occur. My personal favorite image in the show is this one right here. Anyone who grew up or is familiar with Ellicott City, has been to Ellicott City, will probably recognize this location. This is the Howard House Hotel. And this is an image from the Howard County Historical Society collection dating back, we think, to 1888. And it just shows you, it's a great illustration of how it is starting to turn into more of a city. There's businesses. You can see gentlemen here right outside of the Howard House Hotel, possibly guests at the Howard House Hotel. So you can definitely see the transformation is it has begun here in the 1880s. By 1878, it is Ellicott City being chartered after the Great Flood of 1868. So more images from what Ellicott Mills into Ellicott City, what these businesses look like, what Main Street looked like, all images from the collection here. By the 1900s, the transformation from Milltown to city seems to have been complete. Many of the images that you see in the rest of this show are kind of showing how new businesses are coming into Ellicott City and transforming it from what was once again more of a mill town with a lot of businesses and services for the workers who were working in the mill complexes to now there are people moving into Ellicott City who are not affiliated with the mills, who are living here, starting businesses, and we really start to see Main Street grow as a commercial venture in the 1900s. What's really interesting about the images that we've chosen for this part of the exhibit is not only how the landscape of, or the streetscape, excuse me, of Ellicott City doesn't really change, but the buildings and the businesses, the new businesses that are coming in and occupying some of these historic buildings change constantly, obviously, throughout the different eras and, that we illustrate here. Also, something that I found interesting is looking at the changing automobiles through the years, obviously from the 1930s and the Model Ts, and we eventually move on up into the 1980s. So there's a lot of change illustrated here in these panels, and certainly does show how Ellicott City transforms in the 20th century. Okay, so we wrap up the exhibit with these two cases right here in the Visitor Center. Both of these cases came from St. Paul's Catholic Church, were actually donated to the Visitor Center, but inside the cases feature many of the ephemera and items from various Main Street businesses from the Howard County Historical Society collection. Some of these will bring back some nostalgic feelings for visitors who grew up here in Ellicott City, maybe some longtime residents, to see some of the items from businesses past. So all in all, this exhibit is a great step into the past to look at Ellicott City, Main Street, where it was, what it's become, and where it is today. And hopefully we can continue to collect history for the next 250 years. Hope you enjoy the exhibit. Thank you.
Visit Howard County is honored to be the host location for this exhibit. A lot of people come through this building and reminisce about how it was once the Ellicott City Post Office. They will ask questions about the post office and the many other Ellicott City Main Street landmarks. This exhibit is a huge attraction for locals and visitors. It is an excellent diagram of what was and how Ellicott City came to be. We even have a very special artifact from 1972 on loan from one of our staff members. I cannot think of a better way for our Welcome Center to participate in the 250th anniversary of Ellicott City. We hope everyone gets a chance to come out and see it.
As owners of the Playground Studio and Gallery, Ellen, Matt, and I are very excited to help celebrate Ellicott City's rich history and participate in the events scheduled to commemorate its 250th anniversary. Knowing some, but certainly not all, of Ellicott City's history, words like resiliency, fortitude, and adaptability certainly come to mind to describe its residents. For us, We believe that who we are today and what we will be in the future is to a great extent based upon the foundations of the past. And as such, we would add other words to describe Ellicott City, past and present. Words such as vibrant, eclectic, energetic, and inclusive. All, of course, with a strong sense of community. We are honored and humbled to be the title sponsor for EC250 and look forward to enjoying with you the coming year of reflection and celebration of Ellicott City's robust history.
The EC250 Milltown to City exhibit is presented by the Howard County Historical Society in partnership with EC250 Inc. and Visit Howard County. EC250 Inc. is presented by the Playground Studio and Gallery and through the generous grant support of the Howard County government and the Maryland Heritage Area Authority.